are the main lessons that you, as the top EU diplomat, have learned from this pandemic, from this period?
Certainly the pandemic has shown these shortfalls, and the main lesson is that we need much more cooperation, because the experience shows that it has been more competition than cooperation. It has been a battle of narrative about who is the good guy, the one that helps more the others, the more efficient system. It started by the battle around masks and continued about vaccines. And if we want to make it reality that nobody will be safe until everybody will be safe, we need much more cooperation. We have to be less engaged in geopolitical competition, or more on solidarity. In order to implement travel restrictions, we must do in order that it should not be perceived as a unfriendly attitude, but as a need that has to be coordinated. We have to develop the access to vaccines, increasing the production capacity, and we have to decrease the interdependencies, which has been proved excessive. I think that's quite enough.
But only if the right lessons are being drawn from this, and if I hear you correctly, if the more affluent nations are being more susceptible, more sensitive perhaps, and more fair in terms of bringing everyone on board politically, economically, and giving everyone a fair chance to be at the same playing ground, Josep Borrell. I think that is something as you as the top EU diplomats and Europe as one of the most affluent, economically influential continents out there, something that you perhaps would subscribe to, no?
Sure. It's clear that this is the first real global crisis. The first global one that affects everybody at the same time around the world. And certainly the economic damage has been very big and affecting all of us, but certainly also some states and societies are better prepared to launch an economic answer. And you have economic stabilizers, like in the social democratic countries of Europe, you react immediately, quickly, automatically. And in spite of that, we have had to imagine new ways of economic answer, the new generation EU. And some economic taboos have been broken because they were completely unadapted to the response needed. It's also true that the answer has been uneven, and Africa is lagging behind the vaccination. 1% of the population, 2% of the population, it's much, much less than what's happening in Europe. We cannot afford a situation where Africa is producing only 1% of the vaccines needed. 99% has to be imported. We have Africa with the production capacity, not just offering help and donating, but pushing their production capacity. That's why the European Union has launched a program of 1 billion euros to boost the production capacity in Africa for Africa. We at the European Union were the first on supporting COVAX with almost $3 billion at a time when the US were not participating. We are organizing the donation of 100 million doses, and we have exported, it means allocated to non-Europeans, half of our production. We have produced 500 million doses, and we have exported 240. How much the US exported? 0. And the United Kingdom? 0. Not just a matter of donation, which is an act of generosity, it's also a matter of opening the trade and the production lines, not only of the vaccines, of the raw materials that you need to produce vaccines. And this is something in which we have to do much more in the future, Because, you know, at the beginning of the crisis, we discovered at Europe that we didn't produce a single gram of paracetamol. We were completely unable to provide such a single thing as paracetamol because we believe that the market, the global market, will be able to provide any demand at any moment for everybody. And when the crisis came, it was proof that the market was not able to provide it. It was too much dependency. So we had to put a kind of level playing field of the production capacity on critical products. And a vaccine is the critical product.
Let me do one final round with the plea of very short answers so we can move along the process. Borrell, you've already said the EU is leading by example, it's doing a lot, not just for its own citizens, but internationally as well. Moving forward, if you were to look in a crystal ball, we talked about what challenges and more importantly what lessons have to be drawn from this time. How do you see global governance? How do you see politics evolving in the 21st century, coming out of this ruling period?
How do I see? I would wish.
Well, maybe they're compatible.
They are two different things. Well, first, I agree with President Kenyatta. The global governance needs to be more democratic because the distribution of power, even the distribution of population, of the number of human beings, is not at all the same that on the aftermath of the Second World War. And the institutions that we have today, they were created and designed on the political and economic landscape, on the power landscape of the world, of the end of the World War II. So certainly, we have to democratize in order that the institutions that are the actors of the global governance be more representative of the world the way it is today, not 70 years ago. So this is something that in which we have to invest. Secondly, someone has been talking about fairness and that perhaps was not always fair. You know, what we Europeans have done is to renounce, establish the criteria of distribution of the vaccines, but with our resources. Because we gave money to COVAX, but we don't intervene on how COVAX distributes these vaccines. Because COVAX acts independently according to the criteria of the OMS and let me point it out, because if there is some criticism about the fairness of the distribution, don't look at the financing the actors, and I'm supposing they do that according with a fair rule. And also, when it said that we don't have to point out to anyone, yes, we have to look at the responsibility of each one of the actors. If not, we are saying wishful thinking. Because, you know, it's very easy to say, nobody will be saved, blah, blah, blah. It is easier to say than to do. And if you really want to engage on doing that, on making that a reality, then you have to show which is your contribution. What are you doing? Because to claim is easy, to act is much more difficult.